forgotten about this, I swear. There's just a couple things on here that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do. Something I have done is read 10 books, and I'm gonna tell you what books I've read and how I liked them. The first book I read from when I made it is the final Hunger Games book, Mockingjay. This took me so long to finish just because I had other things that I was doing. Yeah, I like this book. I have the deluxe versions of them. My favourite was probably the first one. This is my first time reading The Hunger Games, which is really scary. I think I've read the first one a couple times before, but I just like only became a reader this year, so you just have to just really give me that grace. But I really enjoyed this book. Suzanne Collins is an amazing person and writer, and the second book I read was Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This one also took me so long to read. I mean, just so long to read. I didn't realize how big of a book this is. It's not big, but I just thought it was the exact same as the other three. It's a lot bigger. It's the biggest book out of the 5 of them, and this just took me so long. I just got bored, to be honest. I really enjoyed the movie. I think it's as well because I knew what was going to happen, so I felt obliged to read it because I'd read the previous 3. So this wasn't my favourite. This is definitely my least favourite one, unfortunately. The third book I read, I was a little bit late. I read it a couple months after it came out, obviously. I read this book in 5 hours, okay? So I started it at around 10 p.m, finished it at 2 a.m. Quite literally didn't put it down, didn't stand up, didn't do anything except from read this book for 5 hours straight. I probably honestly would have given it a 5. This is my favourite Hunger Games book, even though I just said the first one was. I think it's just because the novelty hasn't worn off that this actually exists. So the next book I read, I keep wanting to say wrote. I didn't write any of these books. Next book I read was The Catcher in the Rye. This was a perfect book to come out of after reading a series, because I've kind of gone off reading series right now, because I went ACOTAR and Hunger Games back to back, and it was just a lot. So I've been really enjoying just reading separate books. Catcher in the Rye was so fun. It was just like going around New York with this teenager who's rich and is fucked up. The next book I read was Family of Liars. I don't actually have it, I gave it to my friend. Again, I read that in a day. Not as good as We Were Liars. Alright, it turns out I actually didn't even speak about Family of Liars. I just immediately spoke about We Were Liars for about 5 minutes. Which I will spare you, but you should watch We Were Liars on Prime. Family of Liars was good, but not as good as We Were Liars, and the twist was just really predictable, and I walked away from it feeling dissatisfied. The 6th book I read was Everything I Know About Love, which I think I also read in a day. These were all just like back-to-back days, because I was so excited to not be reading a series anymore. Everything I Know About Love, very quick read, very cute story, and then I realised it had a TV show after it. Enjoyed it, it was pretty good, it was funny, and the TV show was good. I think they assumed or thought they were maybe going to get a season 2 because they really set it up on that finale for a season 2, and that made me really sad too, but there was never a season 2. But good book, definitely like a good holiday read. I really don't know if I should be counting this as one of my books because it's so tiny. I mean, it's like literally non-existent. It's like 60 pages or something. I think I read this in 30 minutes. It's like, this is Oscar Wilde's Only Dull People Are Brilliant at Breakfast. This was so funny. Like, so funny. And Oscar Wilde would have loved Twitter. These are tweets. These are literally just tweets. It's just like tweets. There were so many funny things. I actually posted a quote. I've never posted anything on Fable, but I posted a quote from this book on Fable. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. And I thought it was so funny. I just thought it was really funny. The next thing I read was Agua Viva by Clarice Lispector. I completely understand how this is like a modern classic, although it is very difficult to understand. I didn't understand a lot of what was said. I think I'm just able to like respect it. You know, like, I would have to read this again. There was someone in the foreword, it mentions like there's no plot, there's no correct grammar, there's no story. and she like knows that. It's very similar to Only Dull People or Brilliant at Breakfast in the way that it's like it's just kind of flowing of thoughts, and this, they both don't have any plot. This just had a lot. This was just a lot easier to understand than this. And there's a lot more complex feelings and emotions going on. After that, I read Swimming in the Dark by Thomas Jedrzejowski, which was such a good book. I'm so glad I came across it. Such a good summer read, and heartbreaking, so heartbreaking, and so relatable in the worst ways. I mean, if you've ever read this book, anyone saying this book is relatable, you just kind of want to give them a hug. It's just such a sad, gay love story about forbidden love, and, you know, how that feels. And the 10th book I read was Bonjour Tristesse by Françoise Sagan, which actually has 2 stories in it, Bonjour Tristesse and A Certain Smile. So Bonjour Tristesse finishes here, like this far in, and then the rest of it is A Certain Smile. I only bought it for Bonjour Tristesse, so I'll maybe come back and read A Certain Smile, but I don't think I will. I mean, I probably will, it's not that long. And I wrote a review saying, cigarettes and alcohol, in France. And that's what this is. It's about a rich man and his daughter smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol in France with his mistress and then a new mistress. These were my summer reads. Very random group of books. I think it's because I was mid-series, and then I started to go into books that I researched and picked out. I think it's like I was like, okay, I want to read ACOTAR, and then I want to read The Hunger Games, and then it was kind of like, okay, now I get to pick like what books I actually want to read because they're like interesting to me. I'll show you what I'm currently reading and what I'm going to be reading next. This is what I'm currently reading, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I just started this today. The next book I'll be reading is On Palestine by Noam Chomsky and Ian Pape. Oh, sorry, my laptop's being annoying. I'm excited to read this. It's quite small, but also so is the writing, so should be good, should be good. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish the Fantastic Four and then go to bed. This year I started collecting CDs, and every time I buy a new one, I go into my car and I listen to it front to back. I'll maybe give you an updated CD collection. These are my newer CDs that I think I showed you in one of my older videos. I'm gonna do a rapid fire CD collection, the newer ones. Pure Heroin, Virgin, but it doesn't actually work because it's a clear disc. Blue by Joni, fancy that. The Spirit Room, Michelle Branch. Midnight's the Till Dawn edition, or the Late Night edition, and I meant to get the Till Dawn edition. Anyway, the one I got today is Folklore. Again, I only started collecting CDs this year, so I have many to catch up on. I'm asking for a full wish list of CDs from eBay. For my birthday, it's getting that time of year. I mean, it's still summer. We're actually like in the middle of summer still, but today's very folklore weather. Like the power just like cut out for a second, and it's rainy and windy and grey, which is very folklore. So I'm gonna listen to this. I'm gonna go and get a Diet Coke, and I'm gonna listen to this. A lot of the CDs that I buy off eBay are broken. Crazy nap. Oh my god. I just had a nap, and there was just like, I was being a attacked. Like, it honestly wasn't even very restful because I was too busy in dreamland being attacked by men in bars. I need to go to buy stuff. I don't know what I need to buy. I need to get cereal and eggs, fruit, and stuff for dinner. And I've been off work today, so it's 4, so I'm gonna try and get there before it's like 5, and then like everyone and their fucking mother is there. I'm wearing the same hoodie as I've worn, but every time I'm leaving my house, like, I'm living in your house. Every time I'm leaving my house, it's just the first one, and also you're actually leaning on 3 of my hoodies, so I don't have access to them. Keys, AirPods. Wishbone by Conan Gray. This is like being the only thing that's been in my car. Something I don't really understand, or like I don't know like why it was necessary for the album, was like being like in my room and like tapping my phone and stuff and just like writing based off of my own personal experience. I just think like, you know, like be yourself, everyone else is taken. So I don't really know why he wrote from my experience directly there, so I don't know, definitely something to know. Anyway, what I'm gonna get: cereal, coffee. It's all I need. Okay, I actually just went. I'm not taking my camera in there because that place is like a battlefield of ops. Seriously, I know I said I wasn't gonna buy any stupid shit, but these flowers were like reduced, and so I bought them for my sister. And I bought my sister a card, and I'm gonna write something like, "Congrats on finishing Thursday, babe. You deserve it." So that's just a little sneak peek into the things that I buy and my reasons for doing so. I don't really know how to complete this. I tried to do a bike ride, but I don't have a bike that works. I want to run through a field. I do want to do that. I have done absolutely nothing for many days. I could definitely do a no phone week. I've gotten drunk like 4 times over summer, and it's just never been blizzarded. It just never has been. I've like kind of always been the responsible one. I wish I could get blizzarded like I used to. I can't. I literally can't. I don't want to camp. I really don't want to camp. But then again, like, I'm not gonna cross it out. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can kiss anyone. I don't think I want to kiss anyone. And I don't think anyone wants to kiss me. I think I can check off tanning, because look at this. Look! I've tanned. That's like the only way I'm gonna be able to tan, okay? And I've read 10 books in Night Drive. So, I guess what we're doing here is just making this a little bit more realistic and whittling down things that like I actually am going to do. I really want to run through a field. I just need to find the perfect one.
Where the children think there's no love.